Hey, it's Gina, Best Denver Psychic. Check it out, WorldViral.tv, Saturdays at 2 o'clock. Every Saturday on WorldViral.tv. Gina covers love, she covers finance, she covers romance.
Be there. We're going to hook a brother up.
WorldViral.tv.
World Viral.
Wait for it.
There's some people out there that think I'm a silly twit. One thing is for certain, I do not give a shit. Listen to my friends who said you have us all in stitches. Now I'm up here on TV, you crazy hating bitches.
All right, welcome to Best Denver Psychic.
Yes, indeed. It is Best Denver Psychic Gina in her
I love this show.
Gina
Yeah.
in the house.
Indeed, indeed. Welcome all the folks that have joined us today on WorldViral.tv. What the hell else are you doing, huh? Nothing. So tune in and enjoy. It's going to be great. We have a great show. Gina, tell us about what's going on today.
Yeah, today we have Judy Lekic, clinical forensic hypnotherapist or clinical hypnotherapist. We're going to talk to her all about a certified medium as well.
Right.
And boy, that's not easy to get, folks.
Positive energy
Absolutely.
flowing all through the building, man.
Absolutely.
We are taking care of business right here today, man. That's for sure. Gina, what kind of a
Freshening
week did you
Herman's
have?
basement.
What did you have today
know
or this
what?
week? Was it
Nothing.
good?
I had nothing.
You had nothing.
It was nice.
It was a nice week, a
I
nice
chilled
easy.
out. Watched the game last week. Did you watch
Yeah.
the game?
I did. Well, of course I watched the football
I
game.
know.
I mean, I am a sports fan, of course. I always try to bring whatever little sports apparel that I do have on the show.
Awesome.
And,
Rocking the
yeah.
Broncos gear.
Yeah,
How's
indeed.
how's Greg doing with his picks?
You know, we had a panel of what I consider experts from my perspective on the show. You can check that out, Uncle Nasty Show. If you search the menu bar, just click any kind of button. It's all over our Facebook as well. We had Robin Carlin and G-Man down here. You know, Robin seemed pretty objective about it. They're all paying attention to the spread that's coming out of Vegas, which I think was like 3 last night before I went to sleep. I didn't check it out. But
You just got to go with the energy, baby.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what I'm talking
What are you
there's a
about.
lot of
thinking?
Broncos
I totally
fans
think
that
that.
want it, man. There's, so we'll see what happens. I think they
Yeah.
can do it.
I do too. Hey, and speaking of Uncle Nasty, I saw a post this week. He's going to be having the mass wedding on
I
Valentine's
know.
Day.
True.
Talk a little bit about that, man. A bunch of suckers going to get married that day, huh?
Now, Steve, come on.
I always thought to
Come
myself
on.
that Valentine's Day was probably the most useless holiday out of all of the holidays. More useless than Father's Day, more useless than Mother's Day, and wow, talk about
Rex is laughing back.
Talk
here, too.
about a Hallmark
sure.
card holiday, baby. Woo! And you know what, Chris? You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't play the game of Valentine's. Am I correct?
Don't say
You are
that. I
right.
never
You
do
are
that.
right. That's why I love Steve, dude. Steve shoots it from the hip, and he stands up for us men.
I know.
You
Well,
know?
we are in Herman's basement. It's a little stacked against us. Even
Indeed.
now, even with Judy, the head count is
You know,
not
Gina,
right.
can't you agree, though? I mean, if you're in a relationship, you have to do something on Valentine's Day. If you don't get cards, a flower, some,
No, I never
In the doghouse.
even some encouragement of some sort, then,
I
you know,
never
then what? Then the guy's in the doghouse for a long time.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
the bad one. I'm in the
no
doghouse
good.
usually.
Well, you know what? It's less important for the guys to feel the love. It
Oh,
is. I think, in my opinion. Chris, what do you think?
You know, guys just want to feel like they're. I think it's respect and needed is the two different.
Yeah,
like
needed.
women want to feel needed, or is it the other way around?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
We're all
know.
human.
I don't care. Yeah, I'm terrible. I don't remember Valentine's Day or anniversaries.
Remember
It's
when
horrible.
you were a kid though, and you had to have like a Valentine for every kid
Oh,
from
man.
every kid.
And my mom would do these huge spreads. You would come down in the morning and you had your little bear with the chocolate on it and little, cards and stuff.
Oh yeah, and there
love
was
it.
always that one kid that just kind of got slighted because he was the jackass. Was that you, Chris? Were you the kid that didn't really get all of the Valentines that you
I
wanted?
don't know, man.
Or candy.
Were you the
guy that
I always
put
wanted to
the
be
special extra big Valentine in for the girl with the boobs
That's-
when you were 13? Like, oh, I think I really like that one there, so I'm gonna go ahead and slip the extra candy in there and maybe the extra big card, huh? Did you
Read your heart before you put it in there, right?
Exactly.
The well-placed candy.
Nowadays you do that, you get arrested for harassment.
Yeah, right.
So
This is true.
Too funny.
You get
Yeah,
arrested
what
for
day
you
is-
get in trouble. You get sent to the principal's office for harassment. You do that kind of crap today, so the kids can't get away with nothing, man.
Nope.
What Valentine's Day is the 13th?
I don't
14th?
really realize. I don't know what day
February 14th?
It's the
Valentine's-
14th. It's the
Yeah.
14th. It's a Sunday.
Yeah. So again, all those folks that have just decided, hey, you know what? They're on the edge. You guys are on the cusp of the whole thing, man. Go ahead and get married on Valentine's Day, the mass wedding, Uncle Nasty. Be there. It should be a great, great time. I'm looking to be a groomsman myself.
Yeah, why do I think that's bad luck?
There's nothing about luck at all. There's nothing about luck
It's
at all.
just hard work, right, Steve?
I'm there to catch that. What is it that
The
the girls?
bouquet.
Yeah,
Bouquet.
yeah, love that. I love when the girls try to catch the bouquet. The ones that really want to get married next, man.
Oh, yeah, they're like
clawing
pushing
and
each other out of the
scratching
way.
for it. Yeah, it's like an MMA fight. It's awesome. Kick ass.
Oh,
Awesome.
man. Well, we have a good show today.
Yeah, we do, man. Again, tell the folks who our guest is, and then, man, we'll
Yep,
get right
and,
on into
They
it.
can go to your website too, Judy, before if you want to look, check out Judy and call and ask some questions. We have Judy Lekic, and I can't remember what's the name of your website, Judy?
AlternativeChanges.com.
Okay, that's right. And Judy is a certified clinical hypnotherapist. We're going to find out all about that, and a certified medium, among lots of other things. So
Yes.
very interesting.
So keep it right here, worldviral.tv.
Don't go
It
away.
is best Denver psychic.
We'll be right back.
Can you play guitar? Can you shred with the best? National Speaker and Sound wants you to show them what you've got to win a $1,000 Paul Reed Smith electric guitar and a $1,000 Vox amp. Stop by National Speaker and Sound showroom and register for their solo guitar competition. It's free, there's no age limit, and the final will be judged by a celebrity guitarist. The fun starts Saturday, January 9th from 11 to 3 p.m. And if you're looking at new gear, everything is on sale at National Speaker and Sound. They'll even beat Guitar Center's prices. National Speaker and Sound, 1559 South Broadway, where the pros shop.
Herman's Hideaway on the corner of Iowa and Broadway. Your favorite independent anti-corporate venue featuring Westward's best patio. Now serving award-winning food. From metal to jazz to hip-hop, Herman's Hideaway has something for everyone. And if you want to book your act at Herman's Hideaway, email booking@hermanshideaway.com or call 303-777-2535. There's only one venue, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Holding it down in Denver. Go to hermanshideaway.com for more information and show listings.
Hey, it's Pat Searcy down here at National Speaker and Sound on South Broadway. Come down and see us. We're now carrying Charvel, EVH gear, along with Mesa Boogie, Paul Reed Smith, Nash guitars. Come check us out. Mention World Viral. Get 10% off.
Go check it out, Aspiring Laser and Wellness. Chris and I did, and boy were we happy. 2750 South Wadsworth, Denver, Colorado. Unit number C201. Aspiring Laser and Wellness for skin renewal, skin tightening, and laser services, and so much more. You can even get a red card. Give them a call, 303-980-1521. Call them today. Whether your desire is for a whole body rejuvenation, tattoo, or hair removal, you can make your appointment today. Chris and I know you won't believe the results. AspiringLaser.com. Catch Rex Finsgeld live February 2nd, 6:30 to 8:30. Join Rex, Kung Tao Salat instructor and energy worker for consciousness, divinity, and unified field at Soul Journey Health, located on Alameda Parkway. Call Rex today, 303-619-0502.
World Viral.
All right, welcome back. I'm Gina Nigro, your host here on Best Denver Psychic. If you're just waking up today, you're on worldviral.tv, and you should stay there and tune in every week.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for so much for joining us here on worldviral.tv. And here's the part of the show where we get into, why we're here on the show.
Our
man.
awesome
Yeah.
guests. We
Our
always
awesome
have the best guests.
Indeed. So, Gina, go ahead and introduce our guest.
All right, so this is Judy Lekic. And tell us about yourself, Judy.
Well, I'm a psychic, medium, medical intuitive. I've been psychic my whole life. I thought everybody was. I have been practicing as a psychic for about 30 years. I'm a nurse by trade with a master's in psychology and 3 years towards a PhD of philosophy and esoteric studies. And I do readings during the week, and I travel a lot and do about 35 metaphysical shows a year where I do the aura photography, which is
Nice.
fun.
I didn't know you did aura photography, too.
I do. I have
We
a
should get you back and do some...
It's
tell us
fun.
all about auras.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit for the folks at home that are watching that have never heard of aura photography for the first time. Let us know what that's all about.
It's a special camera that takes a picture in color of the energy around your body, and then because I'm psychic, I read it and tell you what the colors mean for you. So it's a lot of fun.
You know what? I've had that done before, and the one that they had was just black. Just right around me. I don't know what
Oh, man,
what the deal
Steve.
was on that.
Only
but-
Steve would
but-
have a black
So,
aura.
I was like, wow, what's that about? I was a little
Oh,
scared.
man. You should be. I'm scared.
Usually the black means you're not present. You're not grounded in your body.
See? So there you go.
That's my new
Steve.
band name.
No, you know,
Black
I just,
Aura.
But do you see aura?
I do.
That people don't. So obviously, you know, you don't see a black around me right
no,
now.
you don't have black.
Well, can I ask you, what do you see right now?
First off, I see a lot of blues right around your face, your mouth. When I look at your actual physical body, I see a lot of red, yellow. So the yellow tells me a little bit not wanting to be told what to do. The red,
Oh, Beauty, you are so right.
and I don't know him, so I don't, but that's what I see.
Yeah, this is our first time ever meeting.
So you don't like to be told what to do?
No.
No. The blue around your mouth tells me a bit of a talker, so you do like to talk a lot. When I look around your head, I see a lot of red up there, which tells me you're always thinking. So you tend to be in your head a lot.
Yeah, I try to, I guess I suppose. But sometimes being the talker, sometimes I don't think before I talk, So sometimes something comes out that's not supposed to.
You've
so.
always been very philosophical.
Yeah, I've
I
been
think.
trying to, but
Well,
I mean, from a dumb guy's perspective, indeed.
I mean, we could be on Discovery, but no, we're here on World Viral.
But when you do, so you were the one that takes the pictures then and interprets them, or
Yes.
do people bring them to you? That
I
other
actually
people do that?
take the photo and then I read it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Have you ever run across one of the photo that you're like, wow, this is really bizarre, or you know what I'm saying, something that really kind of stood out?
I do get some different photos. So because I do 35 shows around the country a year, and I do, usually an average of 130 to 150 photos in a weekend, I see a lot of people. So I do get some that are strange.
Wow, what is there something that you could tell us that was like really stuck out?
Probably
in your head that was like,
my photo is the most unique that I have sitting on my table at the fairs. It has 2 columns of pure white light that go straight up, and across the top of the columns you can see my angel sitting there. So when I do healing work, you can see the angel sitting on these columns to help
And
me
it
out.
literally, I mean, if you've ever, it literally looks like an angel.
Oh,
I mean,
people
there's
tell
no
me.
mistaking it.
It's not me saying it. It's people that look at
Yeah.
my table and go, "Oh my gosh, look at those 2 angels. Is that you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's mine."
wow,
So for people who aren't listening, or I mean, people who aren't knowing about psychic fairs and that kind of thing, could you explain that process?
So a psychic fair, they're usually metaphysical fairs. It's where a group of spiritual people come to learn, not even spiritual, people that are coming to learn. So there's psychics there, there's healers there, there's lots of vendor booths that sell a lot of different things. I also sell my books. I've published and written 4 books. I sell my angel jewelry that is connected to the angels. I sell that at the fairs. So there's food.
Right, my favorite part.
People that like that. It's
yeah.
just a lot
the
of
spirit and the body.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, do those make you tired? How did you
No.
build up? It has
No.
never made you tired?
The part that gets tired is my feet from standing on concrete floors for long hours at a time.
Like being a garment worker when you're.
Yeah, I'm not used to that. I usually do a lecture at every fair for an hour where I walk around. I'm a great medical intuitive, and so I'll walk around and read people in the audience and tell them what I see is wrong with them and why.
Now, is this something that comes up to you, like, do you have to focus on a certain person, or can you like be walking through a crowd and just like, oh my goodness, this person is really ill, but you don't tell them, or maybe you do. I don't know about that part, but I mean, can you get that? Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
I understand exactly what you're saying. Usually, I don't just walk around and feel everybody. I mean, I do. I try and stay away from crowds unless I'm at the fairs.
Right.
But yes, no, I can feel what's going on with them.
Wow,
Yes.
that must be kind of a burden sometimes, wow, I know something that maybe they don't, and I hope that they're going to be okay with it.
I guess I don't view it as a burden.
Oh, okay.
I just think it's normal.
That's
Because
true.
I've done it my whole life. I don't really know anything different.
Has this is it like a family history? Like, is your mother, grandmother, are they very intuitive as well? And
Everybody's born that way. It's a matter of whether you stay open and use it, or a matter of whether you choose to shut it down. My father raised me to read Edgar Cayce books, and my mother made me go to church and become religious. So, I don't know. I was born that way.
Wow, that's
I
good.
have 3 children and 2 grandchildren, and they're incredibly intuitive. But see, in my house, use it or get out. So
I was going to say, are you going to encourage them to go into?
they have no choice.
Oh.
They're not in metaphysical stuff. One son is a policeman, another son is a firefighter, and my daughter cocktails in Las Vegas. But they're very psychic, and so since they were really little, they grew up having me be psychic. So can you imagine having a psychic for a mother? My son, when he turned 16, he was driving my car, and I came home from work one day, and I said, "So what is it you have to tell me?" What do you
Don't
mean?
lie to your mom.
What do you mean?
He
Nothing.
came home with a huge smile on his face, and she's like, "Yeah,
I bet.
you're 16."
I knew he'd been drag racing my Trans Am. And I knew he got a ticket for it. And he tried to lie about it. And it's like, sorry.
No way.
Then he's like, who ratted me out? Archangel Michael.
There you go.
That's a hard one for them to swallow.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. Oh, thank you.
So every single time they did something, I always knew. So it's not easy for kids to grow up with a mom like me. But now my son, the one that's got the 2 daughters, the one that was racing my car, he knows what's going on with his girls, and they don't like it.
Right. It's all passed on down.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit last week when we had all the folks in here, and again, thanks for all those folks.
Oh,
for
we have
coming
the
back
best
in.
guests, honestly. I
Yeah.
really think.
But we talked a little bit about what you touched on just now about everybody is born with this intuitiveness or this ability, but we're trained out of it. And we talked a little bit about that last week. Now, what I know you've probably encountered some of this, training or anti-training. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I personally think that people shut down to match their families. So if you're born into a family that's not open to it and doesn't see spirits or dead people or whatever, you talk about having a ghost friend or having a secret friend, and your mom says there's no such thing, stop talking like that. You're going to learn to shut down, and most kids tend to shut down by the time they're 6 or 7. But not all. If you're in a family that's more open, then you'll stay open. But most kids shut down to match their family, match their friends, match their school, match society.
So
it's
what can people
unfortunate.
do if they have kids that they know are different? Star seeds sometimes is what's the other, indigos? I know some. I'm sure there's some kind of difference, but
There is difference in all of them, yeah. And there's crystals, and then the newest ones are the rainbows.
talk a little bit about that, just the differences.
I really haven't studied a whole lot. I've studied a little bit. So, for example, the indigos, those kids tend to be really connected to rocks. My oldest granddaughter is almost 16. She's an indigo. And every time when she was little, she'd go out and collect all these rocks because she could see the shininess in them and see the brilliance in them and say their energy is special. And they're very sensitive energetically. They're sensitive food-wise, so they're pretty sensitive. And then come the crystal kids, which is the next generation, and they're very intuitive as well. But again, if you don't have intuitive parents, you're probably not going to be born into that kind of a family.
Let's talk a little bit about the indigo kids and stuff like that just for a second. And of course, what we talked a little bit about the training or the anti-training. A lot of times some of these kids are taken and diagnosed with ADD. But they have this specialness to them. And I think that sometimes that they're drugged out of it, and sometimes does that make sense? Or
I totally
you
agree.
With that?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But I think it's even more than that. But yes, I totally agree with you. I don't. Having been a nurse, I don't approve of all those drugs.
So, there you go. Well, that's not the only thing you do. We're going to go ahead and take a break and I think get into a
Find
lot
out
of
about
other stuff.
another one of our highly, highly educated guests.
Yes, indeed. We got a lot of other things to cover with her. And Judy,
Awesome.
thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Only this, what is it called? Photo what?
Oh,
That's
aura
aura
photography, right?
photography.
Yeah, that's only a little bit of what she does. So, yeah, we're going to touch on the rest here coming up right here in a
Don't
bit.
go away. WorldViral.tv, baby.
Tim Winger here for our client Roof Rehab. If you are looking for commercial or industrial roofing, look no further than Roof Rehab. They can satisfy all of your repair and installation needs. Roof Rehab has been satisfying customers with challenging roofing issues for over 20 years in Colorado's Front Range region. From rehabbing persistent damaged leaks to complete new roofing systems, Roof Rehab can handle any job, commercial or residential. Roof Rehab will please you with reliability, dependability, and the best cost-effective results. From flat roofing systems to metal roofing repair and complete roof replacements and installation, Roof Rehab is your go-to source for commercial and industrial roofing. Visit roofrehabonline.com for more information and check out a comprehensive list of what they can do for you. Call them at 720-436-2886. That's 720-436-2886. Is your roof out of control? Does it need an intervention? If so, it's time for Roof Rehab.
Motherfucking Roof Rehab!
Can Can you play guitar? Can you shred with the best? National Speaker and Sound wants you to show them what you've got to win a $1,000 Paul Reed Smith electric guitar and a $1,000 Vox amp. Stop by National Speaker and Sound showroom and register for their solo guitar competition. It's free, there's no age limit, and the final will be judged by a celebrity guitarist. The fun starts Saturday, January 9th from 11 to 3 p.m. And if you're looking at new gear, everything is on sale at National Speaker and Sound. They'll even beat Guitar Center's prices. National Speaker and Sound, 1559 South Broadway, where the pros shop.
Dude, what's going on over here? I heard somebody scream, so.
Oh, it was me.
Was it?
Hi, I'm on my rag.
Oh, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
World Viral TV is brought to you, as always, by Colorado Harvest Company.
Colorado Harvest Company.
People are coming from all over the world to check out Denver's growing cannabis industry. And most of them are leaving happy after they've been to Colorado Harvest Company. Why Colorado Harvest Company? For so many reasons. We pride ourselves on carrying only the most consistent flowers and products, with knowledgeable and friendly bud tenders that'll assist you with everything that you need. Buds, vaporizers, concentrates, topicals, edibles, and drinks, all from only the best companies in the state. If you're looking for the best cannabis experience in Denver, look no further than Colorado Harvest Company.
Hack It or Axe It is our weekly segment where we play submitted songs and decide if the songs are appropriate for our station.
We really want your submissions because it'll go on our compilation album. The Denver scene is fucking badass and we want to be able to represent you and everybody through the nation. This is what happens when we like your music. We're gonna hack it.
To the space effects. Okay, I like it. This is fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally different than anything we usually play. It's kind of a nice game.
Yeah. Sometimes the songs are just not appropriate for the show. It gets axed.
Whoa. That's not what I was expecting.
That's not at all.
Bright sky, but I looked down to the faint light beneath the trees.
So, if you want your song to be on our station, submit it to tim@worldviral.tv or chad@worldviral.tv.
Hack it or axe it. Send in your submissions.
World Viral. Herman's Hideaway on the corner of Iowa and Broadway. Your favorite independent anti-corporate venue featuring Westward's best patio. Now serving award-winning food. From metal to jazz to hip-hop, Herman's Hideaway has something for everyone. And if you want to book your act at Herman's Hideaway, email booking@hermanshideaway.com or call 303-777-2535. There's only one venue, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Holding it down in Denver. Go to hermanshideaway.com for more information and show listings. Hello.
Hey, welcome back. It is Best Denver Psychic right here on World Viral TV. What the hell else are you doing? You're watching World Viral TV. Indeed. Gina.
Making a great choice.
Indeed. And we're having a good time doing it, man. That's for sure. Gina, let everybody know our guest, Judy. Say hi to Judy for us, I guess.
Hi. Yep. Judy Lekic. You can check Judy on alternativechanges.com. And Judy, you keep regular office hours, yes?
Actually, no.
Oh. But I mean, you do appointments.
I do everything by appointments, but I work evenings if people need me to. I work weekends if people need me to. I'm fairly flexible. You can tell I don't have a personal life.
I just lost 2 cameras, so we have to go to a quick break. I'm very sorry.
Oh, that's all good, man.
We'll be right back.
Keep it right here.
BestDenverPsychic.com.
Yes.
In the ghetto.
eclectic yet musical, known to make a crowd move so beautiful with the crucial flow, never the usual, but sometimes it ain't the what but the who you know. So allow me to reintroduce my flow. The Don Dilly say hello, a mooch, a goose to the crew you know, or the fools you don't. Stay focused through the booze and blow, disillusion no, we on cruise control. Forget the do's and don'ts, trying to make it to the tit out like a guru flow. With buku dough, breaking bread like clay pots. I take shots, everything I say's high. Stay cocked like Doc screaming Gray Scott. With Marty McFly, we get retardedly high. Try to topple the skies until the party you dies. And yo, you finally realize, maybe you find you surprised. Yo, that the harder you try, that's the farther you rise. So take your father's advice, cause yo, it starts from inside. So keep your mind sharp as a knife, cause at the start of your life, that's when you're starting to die. Why I try to keep it level with some positive vibes. Try to conquer the skies. And see my mental like the temperature is starting to rise. Just rise, come on, climb, come on, strive till you die. Come on, we gonna make it, baby, stakes is high. We gonna find out what it takes to survive. So just rise, come on, climb, come on, strive till you die. Come on, we gonna make it, baby, stakes is high. We gonna find out what it takes to survive. Rise like the sun in the early morn. Rise up like a Muslim for Holy Quran. Crescendo at the end of the song. Strive, remember we've been fighting too long. There's a fine line between right and wrong. Most times I find the lights is on, but nobody's home. That's twice as wrong. Instead of speaking for a cause, people bite their tongue. They might be dumb, maybe they like they wrong. Probably assuming what's done is done. Go about their duties till kingdom come. What will happen if we all march to the same drum? Call out knockoffs and half-court shots. Pull out with no have-nots, open doors, no padlocks, open doors, no crack rocks, no bad luck, no deadbeat dads, no fat bust from red meat slabs, no accusations unfounded. Get on up, like James Brown said. Abraham, Martin, and John didn't die. They were slain to prevent the progress of mankind. Damn fine, the legacy still thrive. Great minds act alike, we gotta rise.
Hey, it's Gina. Best Denver Psychic. Check it out, worldviral.tv, Saturdays at 2 o'clock. Every Saturday on worldviral.tv. Gina covers love. She covers finance. She covers romance.
Be there. We're going to hook a brother up.
worldviral.tv.
World Viral.
All right, and we're back after our technical guru, Mr. Chris, got it all worked out and finished. Now we're good to go, man. That's for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, give yourself some applause, man. We are back. It is Best Denver Psychic, World Viral TV. Where the hell else are you going to be this afternoon, man? Nowhere. This is the coolest place in the whole city, in the whole world, baby. WorldViral.tv, and we are here with our very special guest, Judy. And I don't want to butcher your last name, so I'll let
Lekic,
you.
right?
Yes.
I don't know where you get off having only one C that's a CH. That totally goes against every bit of the phonics I've ever learned.
It's Austrian.
Is it? Yeah, I wondered. I was like, oh, I wasn't sure if it was or Norwegian, but Austrian.
Slavic, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. So we were talking a little bit about Judy's background.
Well, yeah, a lot of the other stuff that she, has accomplished in her life, and some of the other stuff that she does, other than what we've already covered. So go ahead and
all right,
Gina, ask away, Gina.
So you've been obviously you've been a psychic your whole life, but you came out as a psychic 30 years ago, or?
I started doing professional readings then. So I worked a day job as a nurse, and then I would come home at night and do psychic readings, tarot, angel readings, medium, medical intuitive. So I would do it all in your session, whatever part you wanted. So yeah.
Gosh, how many degrees do you have?
Just
I feel like a real underachiever.
No. Just it's funny. When I was in high school, I couldn't decide. Do I go to school to become a nurse or a psychologist? I couldn't decide, and so I went and became a nurse, and then went on and got a master's in psychology, which today makes complete sense to me because the nursing helps me be a really good medical intuitive. That's where I learned how to be able to see inside people's bodies, to see what's physically and emotionally wrong with them. And then the psychology helps me understand the mental attributes. And honestly, people are diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenic or bipolar or different mental emotions and mental illnesses that I wanted to have an understanding of. So putting it all together really works for me. And then I decided to go on and work towards a PhD of philosophy and esoteric studies to understand the spiritual aspect. So it's not that it's a lot of degrees from my point of view, but looking at it makes me more well-rounded for what it is
and I'm
I
sure
do.
brainiacs never think that they have done enough. I think that you are such a smart lady.
I never thought of it like that.
So, and then when did you become a clinical hypnotist or hypnotherapist?
Oh, way back in the early 80s. I took a workshop on a weekend called The Secret of Creating Your Future. And Dr. Tad James, who taught the workshop, offered a couple of week training in Hawaii on Kona. Well, who's going to refuse that? So I went over there, and it was training in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. So I got certified as a master trainer in NLP and in hypnosis and in timeline therapy. So you put it all together, and it makes a pretty good practice for therapy for helping people make change.
Now, if it was in Fargo, North Dakota, would you still went?
If it was in the summertime, yes.
It was her path.
It was the summertime.
Definitely was my path.
I think it's funny that sometimes when you do run across things like that, it's always in some beautiful exotic location, and that's all part of the deal. But I always wonder that, why does it always have to be some warm weather location? How come it's not something that's
What?
cold?
Did you say
and,
why?
And cold.
Duh.
Well, you never know. I mean,
Plus, it's a write-off. It's a great vacation write-off.
There's beauty in nature in the wintertime and in cold as well, is there not?
Okay, you want to go camping next weekend, Steve?
Let's do it.
Oh, you lie like a dog.
That's right. I'll run
Not
out of
a
gas.
chance for you. I should totally take you up on that.
He could in Florida.
He could in Florida.
Indeed,
we want to
indeed.
get him to Cherry Creek State Park.
Yeah.
So if you want to call the show, by the way, and ask a question, you can call us at 720-361-2728. Let us know if you have any questions for Judy or any questions, period.
Or
We'd
if
be
you want to
happy
go
answer.
camping with Gina, call. There's
And
also
Steve.
another number, 720-361-2734. I said it really slow because I know a lot of people are writing it down right now.
Right
Yes,
now.
indeed, indeed.
Call now.
I like that. All right, now back to our wonderful
so
guest.
tell us a little bit about NLP.
NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. It's basically the way you communicate with yourself and with others. Most people have patterns or beliefs that when they hear something, it goes through the circuitories in your brain of what you already perceive or believe to be true. And so you filter, and then the information then comes out. So it's the study of that. And so a lot of people can literally make change by saying things differently. So for example, did you know your brain doesn't do don'ts? So if I said, don't think of cherry pie, what are you picturing? Cherry pie. So we were taught that you want to say it the way you want it. So one day I was in the grocery store and I watched this mother put a little 6-month-old baby in the front part of the buggy, and then her 4-year-old stood on the edge of the buggy, and the kid tipped the buggy over, and the mom's yelling, "Don't stand on the buggy." So she told him that before he stood on it, and when he stood on it, then the buggy flipped over, and she stood there and just beat the daylights out of this little boy. It was the mom's fault because she said don't. You have to picture doing it before you get the don't. So it's learning to say things the way you want it, and learning what things that you have that filter the way you receive communication and the way you give communication.
So, for example, she should have said to that child, she should have said, "Young man, there will be a lot of trouble if you stand in the buggy," right?
Or she could have simply said, "Walk next to the buggy."
Right,
Or sit quietly. Or
Yes. To me, it's like dog training. Have you ever been to dog obedience school? I've had labs. You take them to dog obedience school. In dog obedience school, you teach a dog, come, sit, stay, lay. You say it the way you want it. You teach others the same thing.
What were you feeling when that lady was slapping the shit out of that kid?
I was upset because I thought it should have been her slapping herself.
And it is very bothersome. You know, when you see that, it's like, oh, it. I think we have all. I mean, that is a great example of a funky,
a weird situation. Huh?
It's our society.
Yeah.
Yeah. Society teaches usually focus on what you don't want, and that's what you get, and then people don't understand it. So
yeah, that's I kind of wanted to really start talking a little bit about that. You read a little bit on your website about the negative energies that you can get from reinforcement, and the positive energies you can get from validation and people saying the right things to you, and remembering that those things that are positive, then that to keep those in your head.
Yes.
And that'll help you in life, and not only in love but financially as well. Correct?
Totally. But financial and love, all of that goes much deeper, which goes to my clear heart that I created, which is a technique that literally, so if you think about it, most kids when they're little, they develop patterns and beliefs that they pick up from their family, okay? So when you're 2 or 3 years old, let's say you're 2 years old, and you do this beautiful drawing, and Daddy comes home from work, and you're so excited, and you show him your drawing, and he goes, "Yeah, okay." You as a 2-year-old might take on the belief that says, "Wow, it wasn't good enough." Your brain is like a computer that says, "File save, I'm not good enough." So you begin to run that pattern your whole life. I'm not good enough. Look at how that would affect your career, your money, your love. Because if you have an unconscious belief that says, "I'm not good enough," it's going to sabotage every time you make a step forward, you're going to end up taking 2 steps back. So most people that I work with, I've noticed, end up having a lot of beliefs of I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough. That affects everything in your life.
It does. And you know what? I'm prone to that, very much so. I mean, I have a huge amount of self-doubt, and and I'm going to tell you, this is kind of I don't know if it's a secret or not, but growing up in Hispanic families and stuff, there's lots of that, Latinos where, oh yeah, right, there's the negativeness, like, yeah, you're never going to make it. They always give you the negative a lot of times, and like you said, it gets reinforced, and I think it almost is enough to keep almost an entire race of people down.
It's paralyzing.
I would agree. I would agree. And I think if you read races, which when I started doing psychic work a long time ago, I was with a group, and we would go to the mall and read races because each race has a strong sense of energy around it as a race. And then you break it down and you can see it as an individual. So yes, I agree with you. But I don't think it's just Hispanics, because I'm not Hispanic, and yet I was raised that way with a mother that worries about everything. When I wrote my first book, I took my mother and my sister to lunch, or they actually took me to lunch for my birthday, and my mother said to me, so what have you been so busy doing that you haven't had time to call me every day like a good daughter does? And I said, well, I've just finished writing my first book. And she said, well, why would you do that? Nobody will publish it. Nobody will read it. And I thought, whoa, you're my mother. You're supposed to be supporting me. And yet this is what she's saying. And I said, interesting, Mom. I had two publishing companies come to me and offer to publish it. So,
And what was the name of your first book? Or tell us about your books. Well, I don't want to lose track of
the first book is called Angels Show Me the Way, and they're available on my website, or they're also all available on Amazon.com if you just type in my name. And my last name is Lekic, Lekic.
One more time, really slow for the people.
Lekic.
And it's Judy with a Y.
Yes,
Right.
Judy with
You
a
are
Y.
on World Viral. You have to go.
Yeah, not to be confused with Judy. Not to be confused with Judy with an I with the heart on the top.
Hey, you never know, right? Or IE. We get it all.
Yeah.
And so so what was the process? Do you think maybe people didn't, or something didn't want that book published?
No, I think we come from a society that basically focuses on the negative. Look at the news. Isn't most of the news negative? Because people don't want to hear good things. They think negative sells. So I think people they buy into that, and they've done it. And then you are raised with a family. My parents were, raised through the Depression. So look at the fears and the money worries and all of that. So it tends to affect a lot of people. And I think you just get hung up in that pattern of, my father used to tell me, you're so dumb and ugly. I married a man. My husband said, you're so dumb and ugly. It's a good thing I married you. Nobody else would want you. Wow. And I literally believed that for a long time.
Was that on a Valentine's Hallmark card, by the way?
You know what a jerk. Sorry if you're still married to him. Douchebag. I'll just say
he's ex. He's been ex for a long time. But it took me 10 years to get up the courage to say, I'd rather have nobody than have you.
Ooh.
Because
Amen.
we have patterns in us. And of course, I had a really strong pattern of I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. And so having been raised with those patterns, my adult life started showing it to me or mirroring those patterns back to me. And so as I started growing spiritually, I'm looking at this man telling me all of this and going, wow, where in me is this coming from that I attracted this? That's what started my healing journey and made me really begin to look at that. And so, of course, I divorced him. But the first time I was asked out after that.
It's not like he didn't see it coming, right?
I don't know.
He's such a narcissist, he probably didn't see it coming.
Don't know. But I know that one of the really hot doctors at the hospital where I was working at, he asked me out. And a lot of the nurses really wanted to date him. And when he asked me out, I looked at him and I said, well, why would you be asking me out? I'm dumb and ugly.
Way to start it, Judy.
he just stood there. He didn't even know what to say, but it just poured out of my mouth because that's how I felt. And so later, as I've grown, the angels taught me this clear heart technique to go how to be able to go in and transmute those negative beliefs and patterns. So today I don't feel that, I don't believe that, and whatever you create in your life, it shows up in your life, and that's what reflects what you're putting out.
All right. You know what? I think we can go ahead and get into some detail on that when we go. We're going to hit a break, and then we're going to really talk in detail about the clear heart deal. I don't mean to say clear heart.
Always the best guest, man.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Judy. And check out all of our guests here on WorldViral.tv. Best Denver Psychic, best show, hands down, in the world.
It's a great way to spend a Saturday with Best
Yes, it
Denver
is.
Psychic.
We'll be right back after these messages. Catch Rex Finsgeld live February 2nd, 6:30 to 8:30. Join Rex, Kung Tao Salat instructor and energy worker for consciousness, divinity, and unified field at Soul Journey Health, located on Alameda Parkway. Call Rex today, 303-619-0502.
World Viral. What's up, everybody? It's Tom Maxwell from Hell Yeah, and you're watching World Viral TV, brought to you by Colorado Harvest Company. Get you some. World Viral.
Can you play guitar? Can you shred with the best? National Speaker and Sound wants you to show them what you've got to win a $1,000 Paul Reed Smith electric guitar and a $1,000 amp. Stop by National Speaker and Sound showroom and register for their solo guitar competition. It's free, there's no age limit, and the final will be judged by a celebrity guitarist. The fun starts Saturday, January 9th from 11 to 3 p.m. And if you're looking at new gear, everything is on sale at National Speaker and Sound. They'll even beat Guitar Center's prices. National Speaker and Sound, 1559 South Broadway, where the pros shop.
Hello, everyone. This program was brought to you by National Speaker and Sound, Colorado's leading provider of pro audio music equipment. Right across the street from Herman's Hideaway at 1559 South Broadway.
National Speaker, where the pros shop.
World Viral.
National Speaker and Sound with a Pro Shop, Colorado's leading supplier of pro audio musical equipment with the highest quality guitars, basses, and amps on the planet. From a single cable to PA and lighting systems, DJ and recording equipment. National Speaker and Sound represents over 90 brands: EV, JBL, Mackie, PRS, Nash, Fox, and Mesa Boogie. For the serious musician, National Speaker and Sound service departments are unrivaled in the region with our certified electronics repair and speaker reconing. Our commercial division is Colorado's leading audiovisual installation contractor. Shop with the experts or visit us online at nationalspeaker.com.
World Viral TV is brought to you, as always, by Colorado Harvest Company.
Colorado Harvest Company.
People are coming from all over the world to check out Denver's growing cannabis industry. And most of them are leaving happy after they've been to Colorado Harvest Company. Why Colorado Harvest Company? For so many reasons. We pride ourselves on carrying only the most consistent flowers and products, with knowledgeable and friendly bud tenders that'll assist you with everything that you need. Buds, vaporizers, concentrates, topicals, edibles, and drinks, all from only the best companies in the state. If you're looking for the best cannabis experience in Denver, look no further than Colorado Harvest Company.
Go check it out, Aspiring Laser and Wellness. Chris and I did, and boy were we happy. 2750 South Wadsworth, Denver, Colorado. Unit number C201. Aspiring Laser and Wellness for skin renewal, skin tightening, and laser services, and so much more. You can even get a red card. Give them a call, 303-980-1521. Call them today. Whether your desire is for a whole body rejuvenation, tattoo, or hair removal, you can make your appointment today. Chris and I know you won't believe the results. AspiringLaser.com.
Welcome back, WorldViral.tv, Best Denver Psychic. We are here with Judy Lekic, and I think I got that right. I think I nailed it. Yes, indeed. And we are talking about a lot of cool stuff she is into. We are going real deep today right here on WorldViral.tv, Best Denver Psychic. Gina?
And if you have any questions, feel free to call us at 720-361-2728. And if that phone line is jam-packed, you can call 720-361-2734. Chris, thank you so much for displaying the numbers.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Talk a little bit about how you guys met. You were talking a little bit before on the show about kind of a chance meeting. So
It was, I sent an email to the wrong person, and I'm so glad I did. Yeah, absolutely fascinating.
It ended up in my email box.
And I couldn't believe, because I'm a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist as well. And so when I read your bio, I was like, oh man, totally was a lot of synchronicity.
Yeah, good chance meetings there, man. I like that. And again, she is here on the show, and you can get a hold of her and at it is JudyLekic.com, right?
It's actually AlternativeChanges.com.
I knew I'd get that right.
but if you Google if we Google your name, it's
Yes, yes.
And probably most of this, if you go to a metaphysical fair, you look for Judy. Because there she'll probably be.
I will be at the Denver Merchandise Fair in the middle of March. The information's on my website, but it's at the Denver Merchandise. It's the celebration fair.
Yeah.
It's a big one. So I'll be doing psychic readings there, $20 for 20 minutes.
All right.
Oh, that's a deal.
Yeah,
It
come
is a
on
deal.
out.
Yeah, that's a real deal.
Indeed, indeed. You know, many people come to you and they want to talk about, you know, how to improve their lives. I'm definitely one of those people. And you say a lot. It's always about, you know, affirmations and validation. And is it more or less doing that more for yourself, or trying to get yourself to do it more to other people so you can get it in return? Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying, but remember before we went on break, I was talking about the clear heart technique. When you clear out those negative emotions and you learn to get in a space more of loving yourself, that negativity goes away. So I don't really need to do affirmations. I just don't think negative. I've learned that what you think is what you create. And because I've learned it over the years, I just have trained myself over the years, only focus on what I want, and therefore that's what I get. So
how hard is it for, I would think for myself, it's going to be really hard for me to remove the roadblocks and all the self-doubt that I have in my head to further, you know, a broadcasting career and envision what I think I might have, and actually not even having a super clear vision of what I'm trying to do. Does that make sense?
And you're already awesome. I don't know why you're not experiencing that.
But you know what I'm trying to
You're
say there?
Stubborn.
Steve, I understand what you're saying, and amazingly, it's not as difficult as you think. So the clear heart technique works so simple, and I can do it over the phone. I did a couple of ladies yesterday, and one of them I'm going to tell you about. She's always had a rough time with relationships, and she tends to self-sabotage them. So she had called me a couple of days prior, and I did just a regular reading for her about her love life. She'd met a new man, and I told her, I said, well, reading you, I see that you have a tendency to self-sabotage, and you've got a belief that you're not good enough, not worthy, and you have a lot of fear around whether you're going to be able to hang on to him or not. And so she scheduled a clear heart session with me over the phone, and we were very easily able to very quickly go in and change the belief. And then when I had her go back into her heart after we were done to say, do you find those feelings of I'm not good enough anymore? And she couldn't even find them. They just disappear that quickly. So in a 30-minute session, we cleared up 4 major beliefs that she had about sabotaging relationships. And it disappears. And it's really awesome to see that. So when those beliefs change, then your thoughts change and your belief in yourself changes to where, yes, Steve, you can pursue the career you're after because now you're focusing on what you're wanting and you're not sabotaging consciously or unconsciously the steps to getting there.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part for me is the sabotage, you know, the self-sabotage.
Well,
But,
you can nip it in the bud right there because you're saying that's the hardest part for me. Like,
you know,
that's
yeah.
a challenge, but like you got to be
have to
careful
think-
what you say too, right? We have to be
Yes.
careful, not you or just me. Everybody has to be careful what they say because if you say, you know, I have that problem, guess what? You have that problem.
You've got that problem.
There you go.
Absolutely, because words are energy. And again, I'm so clear that what you say, what you think, what you feel is all an energy that you put out to the world, and that's what shows up. But
So
when
would you
Amen.
say that's the same as manifesting?
Yes, but it's hard to manifest what you want when you're running all this unconscious negative programming. So when you clear that unconscious negative programming, it's very easy to focus and manifest what you want, and you'll be able to actualize it very quickly.
And I think you really do need help from someone else. You know, a dentist doesn't do their own root canal.
It's hard to do it for yourself because first off, you're not always very aware of what the emotions are. Okay, so yes, people do come to me to help me do it. It's easy for me to see what they are, to see what the blocks are. It's really hard for us to see our own. Yeah.
Wow, and that, and how long did it take for you to, really turn this around for yourself and start to, you know what I'm saying? Remove all those.
I've been through different techniques that the angels have taught me. So when they actually taught me so I used the technique timeline therapy that I learned in Hawaii years ago, and that cleared up some, but it didn't clear up my beliefs in some of the others. So it's kind of like an onion. You're peeling off the labels. And remember, I actually came from a very bad childhood. My father sexually abused me from ages 2 to 10. And then, of course, he was very verbally abusive. And then I married a man that was verbally and sexually abusive. So I came from a really difficult background. So for me, it was like peeling off the layers of an onion. And once I peeled off that outer layer through the timeline work that I did, then the angels taught me another technique that I used for a while that was very quick and easy. But this new one that I've been using for the last couple of years is so fast, and immediately you notice a difference. It's not let me wait and see what's going to happen. You feel it in your body immediately. So it's much faster and more effective because if you've noticed, the planet has speeded up. People are doing things much quicker. Yes.
Very strange.
Yeah, very wonderful.
Very strange. I'm happy. Why not?
Lots
I think
of process.
we could all use the clear heart technique.
Yeah, that's for sure, man.
For sure.
I'm telling you what.
Yeah. So what was the second book that you wrote?
So the first one was Angels Show Me the Way. The second one is a retake of it. So don't buy it. It's Unmasking Your Future.
You need
Nice
both
plug.
books. It's a set.
No. But the two that you really want, honestly, the two you really want are my last two books. Angelic Interventions, book 1 and 2. They are techniques, step-by-step techniques on how to heal emotionally, how to change your beliefs, how to change. So there's a lot of in there. And then that's in the first half of the book. And the second half of the book lists a bunch of illnesses with a color, because colors hold vibration. So it has an angel holding a ball of color, and then it tells you the illness and what the emotions are connected to that illness. And then the angel will help you focus on that color to heal any mental, physical, or emotional or spiritual illnesses that you have. So those to me are the really cool books that I've done because they're so how to move forward.
And people, I think that is sometimes a hard thing to wrap your mind around if you haven't already been doing it.
Yes.
And you're a certified medium. Do you think, does that make it easier for you to connect with angels? Give people, how would you recommend that they connect with angels? Permission and...
That's a hard question because I've been psychic my whole life. I just see them. I always have talked to them and I've always seen them. I think for anybody that's starting out, most people are not. I'm auditory. So people are either predominantly kinesthetic, which is touchy-feely, or predominantly cognizant, where they just know stuff. I'm predominantly auditory, so it's real easy for me to hear them. But I have great clairvoyance. I get great visions. So I've learned how to use all of my psychic awarenesses. Most people are either feelings or knowing. So however you get it, trust those first. So if you just have a feeling that you've got an angel around you, trust it. Don't second guess it. Most people second guess it because they're afraid to trust it. And the more you ask, the more you get. The more gut feelings you have, the more you trust, the more you'll get.
How do you know when you have a feeling that you have somebody protecting you or you have an angel or is it like certain situations that where I've just avoided a real
Dude,
bit
your
of danger.
angel's working overtime. It's always there.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Steve needs clear heart knowledge.
I need it. I need all the help I can get. But
I have the belief that everybody has at least 2 guardian angels. You can ask for more. I did a reading on a young girl. She was probably 26, if I recall right. She wanted a boyfriend so bad she'd asked for 100 angels to come and be around her to help her find a boyfriend. That's a bit excessive. one would have worked. But she wanted to be sure she was going to find somebody. But everybody has two. It's a matter of whether you tune in and listen. So when you just get this knowingness that I should, take this road instead of this road, or a knowingness about anything, we all do it. We all get gut feelings or knowingnesses. It's a matter of, do you trust it or do you second guess it? I've learned to trust it. The more you trust, the more you get.
And it really is pop in your head.
When
it pops in your head,
yes,
that's totally valid.
Because your brain can't put that information in there. If you study brains don't have the ability to tune into the universe and the oneness with the universe. The brain manages your body and does different things like that. So it really is a source beyond yourself that just pops that information in there.
All right, good stuff, man. We're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to talk a little more with Judy Lekic. And I got it right the second time. That's all right.
AlternativeChanges.com.
Yes, indeed. AlternativeChanges.com. And I'm really ready to change, man. That's for damn sure.
Hey, before we take a break, here's the site where I just was
excellent.
looking here at her books.
Yep. Great.
Pretty cool
And
stuff.
just note that on my website, that's Amazon. On my website, my web lady and I are working on updating it because it hasn't been updated for a long time. So
And that's AlternativeChanges.com.
Yeah, so the colors are blue and yellow right now, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks, the colors will change.
And when we come back, I'd like to talk about your mediumship.
Okay.
All right. Best Denver Psychic here on WorldViral.tv every Saturday from 2 to 4. Best guests ever. I'm Gina Nigro, and this is my co-host Steve Alverdi.
What the hell else are you doing?
Thank God our show's not on Sunday.
Right?
All right, we'll be right back.
Go check it out, Aspiring Laser and Wellness. Chris and I did, and boy were we happy. 2750 South Wadsworth, Denver, Colorado. Unit number C201. Aspiring Laser and Wellness for skin renewal, skin tightening, and laser services, and so much more. You can even get a red card. Give them a call, 303-980-1521. Call them today. Whether your desire is for a whole body rejuvenation, tattoo, or hair removal, you can make your appointment today. Chris and I know you won't believe the results. AspiringLaser.com.
Hey, it's Gina, Best Denver Psychic. Check it out, WorldViral.tv, Saturdays at 2 o'clock. Every Saturday on WorldViral.tv. Gina covers love, she covers finance, she covers romance.
Be there. We're going to hook a brother up.
WorldViral.tv.
World Viral.
All right, welcome back to Best Denver Psychic. I'm your host, Gina Nigro, and my co-host, Steve Alverdi, and our fabulous guest, Judy Lekic. You can catch Judy on AlternativeChanges.com, and be sure and go to Amazon, check out her books there, and they can just use your name, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it is on the website, so feel free to call Judy. And if you want to call the show, you can call 720-361-2728. or 720-361-2734. Okay, and so Judy, I wanted to talk a little bit about the certified mediumship. I don't think people realize that you really can be, that you can be a certified medium. It's not like there's no way to prove that you're a medium. Would you say that that's true?
Well, I think if somebody came and paid for a reading from me to talk to a deceased relative, they're going to know in a heartbeat whether I'm right or wrong. Because usually, if you're any good, you're going to give specific details that there's no way I would have knowing. So that's going to let you know whether you're a medium or not.
Where did you find your certification body, or where did you get certified?
You're asking me for that one.
Oh yeah, no, we can skip. We can skip that.
Because
it's hard. And you're totally on the spot.
From Doreen Virtue. From Doreen Virtue.
Oh, wow.
I had to think because I'm also certified as a medical intuitive, but not from her, from somebody else. So lots of my certifications came from different people. But Doreen Virtue certified me as an angel therapist. I do tarot readings. I do a lot of tarot readings, and I can do it over the phone. I do 95% of my readings over the phone. I have clients all over the world, but I can do medium over the phone as well. Everything I do, I can do over the phone. You don't have to come to Thornton to see me.
And Steve was interested in. We have liked tarot cards. That's going to be a regular part of the show.
Yeah.
As well. That's so great. So tell us about why you use tarot cards.
Because years ago when I started, to me, so it's kind of a funny story. My sister took me to see a psychic years ago. I was probably in my middle 20s, and the lady knew things about me that I didn't think she should know because she'd never met me. So she was using tarot cards, and I'm like, wow, if she can do it, I can do that. Do you see the belief I have?
Yes.
If you can do it, I can do it. I went straight to the store, bought a pair of deck of tarot cards, and I started reading them. But I took a class on how to read, and I flunked the class. But the teacher said, wow, you've been reading me for quite a while, and you're really good, but you can't read these cards. So forget the class, just do it the way you do it. I actually channel Archangel Michael, and I have for years. So I lay down the cards because they're beautiful to look at. The deck I have is beautiful. But I never really learned how to read them. I just channel what comes through, and that works. So,
are you a deck hoarder?
No, I only have the one deck.
Well, good for you. I'm the same. Some people, they have this fabulous array of pack after pack, or deck after deck after deck.
I can't read those.
I was just curious.
Yeah, well,
I'm a minimalist when it comes to cards.
Well,
so.
I can't read them, so I have a lot of them.
Yeah, good point.
Indeed.
And this one I lay down, and Archangel Michael can channel through that, and it works.
Nice.
All right.
So let me ask you something, because you dropped, what's her name, Doreen?
Doreen Virtue.
Yeah, because the only deck that I have is the angel cards that she made, or that she published.
Nice.
So when
Yeah.
you dropped her name, I recognized it right away. That's pretty cool. The angel
Such
cards.
a cool show.
Yeah.
Well, who is Doreen Virtue? Let's just talk about her for 1 minute. If you could.
She's a psychologist from California that became known as the Angel Lady, and she teaches a lot of workshops. So I took one of her first workshops back in the middle 90s, I think probably 1995, and went to California for 10 days and got certified as a psychic, medium, all of those things there. And I went for my own, to see if there was something I was missing that I didn't know already. But to be real honest, I was disappointed because she hooks you up with partners and then you have to practice reading them. And all the people in the class, there were 150 people in the class, and none of them have ever done readings before. So they couldn't read me back when it was my turn to get a
you
reading.
ended up being the expert.
So I ended up wanting all these people wanting to partner with me because I could read them, but none of them could read me back. So I came away a little disappointed.
But it was really nice to be with people that were like-minded and all of that. You know
what? The energy of it was really good, and it was still a good class for me to go to. Yeah.
And very reinforcing, I'm sure, about your own talents. I think it's easy to get I feel isolated and uncertain. It's a rough business. It's not for the faint of right. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought of it like that. It's just who I am. So
man.
I don't even think of it any other way.
I've gotten so stressed out. When I first started, I haven't been, 6 years. When I went full time at my day job, and there was some days I was like, oh, please don't let anyone come. What if I can't? What if they sit down and I don't get anything?
Oh,
and just
wow.
This total panic attack, which of course never happened. Do you know what I mean? But just and every now and then you get those people that just don't want to hear or don't want to see. And you're so certain, that the information that you have is correct.
Yeah.
And
it's usually the men that do that. No offense, Steve and Chris. But sometimes I've gotten men that have come and said, I don't believe in this. I know you're a fake. So try and read me, and they've got their walls up so hard that then you kind of choke and go, way back in the beginning, I had that. I don't attract that anymore. So thank goodness.
Yeah, that's good. What is somebody trying to prove as a doubter and a hater anyway at that point,
And it's awfully expensive to come in and just be a jerk.
Yeah.
Honestly. They're getting a fee. But you've been really open.
Well, I've been
Steve's
trying to be
let us
open
just,
about it. Yeah.
Yes, you have been.
Yeah, of course. Well,
What can you do? You are on Best Denver
There
Psychic.
we go. Indeed, I'm on Best Denver Psychic.
When you're the co-host, you got to toe.
Yeah.
You got to toe the line.
But not everybody's open. I remember a few years ago, I was in Santa Fe, New Mexico, doing a fair there, and I was doing aura photography. A woman came in, I read her aura, and she was blown away. Comes back the next day and brings her husband. And I read the colors in the picture. And then I looked at him and I said, you have a big yellow lab. And he goes and gets his leash every day after work and expects you to walk him. And you walk him on a path that's next to a canal or some sort of water. And this guy's an engineer. And he's like, my wife tell you that? And I said, no. And she's like, no, I swear, I didn't say anything. And I went on. And because he was such a doubter, it makes me want to play a little bit. So that I went on to tell him several other things. Just because I'm, just playing, I can,
Hey, have a little fun with it. That's for sure. I would.
So,
hey, why not?
He walked away going, I will never doubt this again. I will never doubt this again.
I do believe in spooks.
It would be like someone coming to you saying, I don't believe in radio talk show.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I mean, it's there, but you know, some people, I don't know. You know, I'm blown away.
It's
I'm
flat
blown away.
earthers, pretty much.
Not everybody's exposed to it, so they're not aware of it.
And of course, that goes back to what we talked about the negativeness and the untraining or the training of, you know, being, you know, told that you can't do it. It's not there. It's not real.
Or that
blah,
it's
blah,
weird.
Blah, blah, blah.
Or a mental health issue.
Yeah, indeed.
You know,
Indeed.
because I think that was probably for me the hardest was the mediumship.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
All right, well, we're going to head into another quick break, right? Are we good with that, or could we go for a little bit, man?
It's your call.
Huh?
Why don't we do a little relaxation?
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna do the-
Okay, so
the
we do
meditation.
I love that.
Don't cut us off early, Steve.
I know. We have
10 seconds is 10 seconds, pal.
We do a 10-second ADHD meditation on this show. We feel that that's long enough for ourselves, so we'll just...
feel like that's long enough.
Steve feels like that's long enough. Well, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure I could make it much longer. Okay, you ready, Chris?
I am ready.
Chris is our timekeeper. Try to stay honest.
I don't know.
I don't close my eyes until I hear the music, okay?
I don't hear it.
I don't see me either. My eyes aren't closed.
Steve, you are not getting
You
out
guys
of
are
this.
so ready. You guys are like
You are
way
not
into
getting
it
out of
already.
this. Well, yeah, because there's a lot of energy in this building, and we've had a couple. You know, I tried it, so feel free to pitch in there, Judy, before you go. But I think it's getting better.
Well, it's not that it's negative energy. It's just a lot of energy.
It's just, I mean,
when I walked in, I said, wow, a lot of men are down here.
And you hadn't even been down here yet.
I'd never been down here, but I could feel all these men's energy down here.
Yes, indeed.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
This is Robert Kendall of HeavenEarthHealing.com, and you're listening to the Deep Alpha Relaxation Cycle. When using this relaxation cycle, you can decide on what you would like to focus on. It is helpful for your mind and body to have an intention to work with.
I'm not focusing because that guy's talking.
I was hoping somebody would get real with it.
Yeah. Sorry,
funny.
buddy. I can't relax to that, man.
And so, Judy, do you when you still do clinical hypnosis? Yes.
I do. I honestly don't do very much clinical hypnosis. I do more past life regression than anything. And I love that. That's fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
You know what? I've always wanted to know what, you know, and I always laughed and I said, you know, I'm probably like some, you know, slave, you know, the piss boy or the, you know.
Yeah, you were Cleopatra.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's never, you know, you know, I was the, you know what I'm saying. You know, I was
Absolutely.
Alexander the Great, man. That
Yeah.
was me. But now I'm just this
We should
guy.
get you a past
But,
life
you know,
regression.
Oh, well, hey, you know what? You want to go to a break and then make me have a
Yeah.
past life regression? I'm down for that anytime.
Well, we'll get it on there, Steve, for sure.
All right,
and,
man.
And I totally believe in, hypnosis and NLP. Actually, I caught a little touch of the PTSD, and that was so helpful. I mean, it really made all the difference for me, I think. And I don't think there would have been any other way, really. Like, I don't think regular talk therapy is very helpful.
I don't either.
Especially not for PTSD.
No.
So, yeah, for sure. Call Judy. Get a past life regression. That can take a lot of things. Just that trip alone can solve a lot of issues for people.
So, all right, man, we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we're going to put Steve in the Wayback Machine, man. Isn't that the Wayback Machine? Is that what we call it?
Yeah. Oh, I
So
don't think
hang
you-
with us here, man. We're going to find out whether Steve really was the piss boy back in the day. So it is WorldViral.tv, best Denver psychic. Hang with us. It's going to be great. Welcome back. Best Denver Psychic, WorldViral.tv. I know you're hanging with us, and I'm glad you are, man. We are having a great, great time. We are with special guest Judy Lekic, who is just wow. What does she do? She does it all.
Everything.
Right?
What doesn't she do?
Indeed.
Rex
Thank
is in
you.
here clapping too, guys.
Is it? Yeah.
All right. Thank you
Yay,
so much.
Rex.
Thank you so much for coming on in again. And
Thank you for
wow,
having
good
me.
stuff, man. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about, I was thinking about, man, we could do a past life regression on me. And it's like, no, man, you're too. Well, go ahead and explain to everybody why we really can't go and do that. But we might, think about something.
I like to hear this explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told Steve no, not today, because when you look at his energy, first off, it's scattered. Second of off, there is some stubbornness to him and some don't tell me what to do. So he's not in a calm, peaceful space at the moment. And to me, the hypnosis isn't about me. It's about him and how quickly he can go into a meditative state. So hypnosis is just a state deeper than meditation. And so because he's in his head, if you see the red above his head, you can see he's in his head right now. So he's not in that space right now. So it would take a little bit of time to get him there, probably a good 10 minutes to get him to relax and breathe and get in that space. So
Yeah, it would take way too long. We're going to need a 4-hour special.
We don't have that kind of time,
We need a
people.
4-hour special just to get me to relax.
I know. Really.
But that's what it is, though, and it's really, and that's something that I didn't realize that not only it doesn't just happen. You have to, if you're going to let it happen to you, you're going to be open to it to begin with. But you really have to, I guess, be prepared to do something like this. I guess is what you're trying to say.
you have to be willing to let go of your need to control and your fear of. People have fear of seeing something negative or bad, but I've never had a problem getting anybody under. So
Yeah, I was just going to ask, have you ever had somebody come in and they really want to have the reading and have the therapy, I guess, but they just are too,
I had one man. I've been doing hypnosis for 30 years, and I do quite a bit of it. And I've only had one person that I could not hypnotize. And guess what he did for a living? He was a police detective and chief, and he just couldn't let go of the control. And he was just too afraid to let go. He was very controlling. And hypnosis is about willing to let go of the control so your unconscious mind can guide you. It doesn't have anything to do with the therapist. It didn't have anything to do with me. He was trying too hard. So sometimes if you try too hard, you can't get there.
When we talk about unconsciousness, sometimes we talk about like music and things like that. We kind of go into this a little bit sometimes, and the vibrations that come from the music, sometimes negative, sometimes they're playing things lately at different, I guess, what do they call
Places?
it? No, but different vibration factors that
Yeah.
give off negative energy. Have you heard about that? Do you touch on that a little bit, or?
Yes, but think about it. For the most part, music is got vibrations, same as color. So for the most part, if you're depressed or unhappy or sad, put on a good music or something good and upbeat, and you can't stay negative. But if you put on something negative, then yes, it's going to hold you down in that depressed state.
Do you think that sometimes that there might be a sense of, we want to control you, we want to be able to kind of make you think in a certain fashion, we want you to, kind of have a bit of affluenza, we want you to want for money, we want you to want this, and they can do it through the negative vibrations or the vibrations that they throw out there in music? Does that make sense? What I'm trying to tell you?
I'm sure that's possible. I don't listen to that type of music.
Right,
so.
right. But it is possible, and it
Absolutely.
is done. Yes. So.
Absolutely. It's no different than running some form of a cult, which is the same type thing.
Use the force for good, Luke.
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, yeah, indeed. But there's that out there, and
Yes.
sometimes,
It's
I think,
a power control over you.
yeah, and folks really aren't aware of it. They're just enjoying or maybe not enjoying the music. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like the thoughts about vibrations. And,
That's why Slipknot isn't a good thing when I'm all pissed off.
Right.
It doesn't help.
Right. Stay away from the thrash.
Yeah, Chris and his concealed carry. Watch out, baby. Yes, indeed. Oh man, good stuff, man. Go
And so
ahead.
you have several now I can't think of it.
Wow.
Several, like merchandise mart fairs.
Oh, fairs.
Oh,
So several
several
metaphysical
metaphysical
fairs
fairs.
coming. One is out of the state.
Most of them are out of state that I do. So I start February 28th at Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm on the road. I think you can check my website, but I think it's 4 weekends in a row, home 1 weekend, gone 5 weekends, home 2, that kind of a thing.
Boy.
And
How did
all
you-
the way through Thanksgiving.
I'm tired just hearing about it. I'm
Yeah.
not very motivated, I guess.
Oh,
I'm an
I
underachiever.
love it. I meet the most wonderful people. You learn what cars never to buy when you rent a car and you get this car that you're like, oh my goodness. So you learn not what to buy, and you learn where you're never going to want to live, Chicago.
Oh, really?
Out of all the auras that I do 3 shows in Chicago, Skokie, Tinley Park, and North Lake. And they've got more stress in their aura than any other city I go to.
Wow. Shouts out to Skokie.
Yeah. So relax, people. Don't move to Chicago. Well, actually, move to Chicago so our city's roads are not so
Yeah.
congested.
And
but
make it better.
A lot of stress.
Somebody
Very
needs to go out
practical,
there.
Judy.
Somebody needs to go out there and make it better. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, let's touch real quick. We talked very briefly about your medical. What was it called?
Medical intuitive.
Yes, let's talk
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I'd go into that a little bit for us if you would.
So, when I was a nurse, I learned how to see inside people's bodies. So words would flash out at me. So, like a man that was having a liver transplant, all I could see was anger, anger, anger flashing at me from his liver. And he was preparing for a liver transplant. So, the old saying, the liver is the seat of all anger. Boy, it showed up in his. Different parts of your body, different organs in your body hold different emotions more so. So when I do these metaphysical fairs, I do a 1-hour lecture where I walk around and I read the audience, and I do medical intuitive readings there. So like I can walk up and I can see somebody with stubbornness in their knee, and it's pride and ego. So I would say, it looks to me like you've got some pain in your knee, or you've had problems with your knee. It's because you're holding stubborn pride and ego in your knee. Or, kidneys tend to be self-criticism. Pancreas tends to be more about no sweetness left in life. So different parts of the body reflect those emotions. Heart's about joy. So look at all the people that have heart problems and heart attacks. Tells me not enough love and not enough joy, because the blood represents joy that goes through your body. And if it gets bunched up in your heart, or your valves and stuff get clogged, not enough joy in your life, too much stress. So it helps people be aware of what's going on with them emotionally, because emotions get stored in the body, and then that blocks the energy flow, which creates the illness. So I believe that almost all illnesses, there might be some environmental ones, but most illnesses are created because of the unresolved emotions that are stored holographically in our body. So once you know what the emotions are, then we can do the clear heart to clear those out so that you can begin to heal and restore your body back to health.
Wow, that is amazing.
Do you have any health issues?
Me? I don't know. What do
He's
you
got
think?
a few.
Yeah, see,
What do you notice about your health?
What do I notice about my health? Just a lot of stress, basically.
He carries a lot of stress. So see the brown in his energy, especially down his back. So is that all right if I read you?
Please
So
do.
I see brown down his spine. Think about your spine. Your spine is your support system. So it tells me that how you were supported in your family growing up. He's got a lot of brown, which is stress. And his is about stress about supporting his family and doing it in the right way, and not having somebody support him while he's doing it. So that creates stress. Does that make sense to you?
That totally makes sense to me. It's exactly what's going on.
Okay. So that's what I see.
Best Denver psychic,
and
folks.
of course, my back,
And then low back,
tweaking it.
see in low back, he has some dark energy in his low back, which tells me he tends to worry about money, or basically lack of. So he doesn't have as much money as he wants, and there's some fear around that and some lack of, which when you look at him, it goes back to his childhood, where I feel like his family worried about money. So what's the deal? What you think is what you get. When you worry about not having enough money, what are you going to get? Not enough money. Okay. And then you notice that he's got a little congestion in his heart and lungs. So it tells me isn't able to breathe in life, breathe in joy. Even though he's a happy-go-lucky guy, he carries stress that blocks that joy and happiness.
Yes, it's all a facade. I'm not really this happy. That's for damn sure. You're good. That knows me for sure knows that that's the truth.
I know, they're all clapping. Judy's brilliant. Because that's exactly Steve.
You're a good sport, though, Steve.
That's right.
You always are.
That's right. That's how we go. That's how we roll.
And these are things that they're curable. You know, these are things.
All of it is.
Yeah.
To me, every illness is curable. Everything is. But you can't cure it if you're not aware of what created it.
Yeah, so what is the stomach?
Stomachs for... Are you talking about for him specifically,
or
just for
everybody?
everybody?
I definitely want to talk about Steve or Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, it is my show, Judy.
So I know, but I didn't know whether you were asking me more stomach.
I actually have a stomach issue,
That's
and
why
I thought I would pick something quickly.
That's why I was asking.
Throw it out
But your stomach issue isn't really your stomach. It's really more your digestive system, and so the colon and intestines. She's having a hard time digesting things that are going on in her life right now. But it's also connected to the foods that you eat are not digesting in the way that they used to. So you need a probiotic. Digest Gold is a digestive enzyme with a probiotic that you can get at the vitamin store. You take a pill before every meal. That will help you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm telling you what, that's spooky.
Everyone's going, yeah, because I got a story to tell you after this, Judy.
That's
too
pretty
cool.
spooky.
And
Awesome.
But isn't that awesome?
I love it. That is
I mean,
amazing.
there's just so much more to,
it's all connected.
Psychics than Miss Cleo.
Oh yeah.
Not to rag on Miss Cleo. Sorry,
Wow.
that's going to get us in trouble. Chris, you
Just
got
called her
to
out.
edit that. That's okay. I think she's actually in jail, so she's probably not watching the show.
Now you have to edit that. That's for sure.
Well, that was public knowledge, so we're good.
It's all good. It's all good.
Too
man.
funny. Yeah,
Wow.
but I mean, there's just a lot of things that I think people, go see a psychic.
It's
Why
recognizing
wouldn't
that
you?
body, mind, spirit are all connected. And that really what's going on in the mind affects the body, which affects the spirit, which affects everything in your life.
Wow. I almost kind of wish we would have talked a little bit more about this, but
Well, we have a couple minutes.
We do have a couple more minutes, I guess. We'll
Yeah.
go ahead.
What would you recommend that people start with when it comes to being, getting a medical intuitive reading? Well, first of all, you don't have to be with that person.
No, I do most of them over the phone. I've even had people from countries I've never even heard of call me because somebody referred. No, I just need to have their name. So when you call me, I just ask you to tell me your name, and it allows me to tap into, because I am pretty clairvoyant, plus I'm pretty auditory, so I hear Archangel Michael, and I can see, even over the phone, I still see, so it allows me to see energy blocks. So I immediately start with where I see energy blocks, then I see colors with it too. That's why I can see the brown down Steve's back, because I see the brown there. Brown stress. So I immediately see that he has stress, and then I know what the spine represents. So, nope, you just have to pick up the phone and call me. But the thing is some people that call that just want a medical intuitive, they just want to know, am I dying or am I okay, or do I need to go to a doctor? To me, you want to go to the next step and then schedule a clear heart, because you want to clear all the emotions around it so that you can get your body back to health.
It's just funny that I was thinking, she could see all the stress. And usually my thing is like, oh, you don't even know, but she really does.
She really does know. So can you work backwards?
Meaning?
Meaning like if Steve takes care of his takes care of his back, will that take care of the stress?
Well, actually, I would tell him to look at what the stress is about. Stress is a perception. Change your perception. Stress is a perception that something isn't going the way you want it. So remember we said he was a little bit controlling? People that are controlling want things to go a certain way, and if it doesn't, then you get stressed because it didn't go the way you want. Instead, if you learn to flow with it and not have a perception of how it should go, you tend to be more flowing, therefore you don't have stress.
There you go. It's all about perception.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
No doubt. Epiphany right here.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right. And so, Chris, if we could just have a song or something, we're going to connect with our Silver Lady.
Okay.
She's patiently waiting.
Oh, she's waiting?
Well, I mean, sort of.
Do we have to call?
She's waiting as much as
Yeah, we have to
I...
call her first, right?
Yeah, we have
I'm
to
waiting
give
for
her a
you
call.
to grab the phone and call her.
Grab the phone, Steve.
And it's on the other side of that chair now.
You're gonna have to dial this time. I'm too far away.
All right, we'll be right back.
Here you go. Actually, we should.
Where's the phone now? Oh, here. Okay, go ahead. Let's give that number out. Come on. WorldViral.tv.
There you go.
All right, man. So tell the folks a little bit for the first time about this person and our segment here as I dial the phone.
All right. So we have our a reading, or a couple of readings usually every show, and this is we call her the Silver Lady, and she calls to find out basically the price of silver to the decimal point Eastern Standard Time. And we'll see. Do you mind if I offer you to give her a little medical health intuitive, or if you have an angel message for her?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sweet.
Don't ask me for the price of silver.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. We have Judy Lekic here with us. Let me know here. I'm going to ask you at the end if you'd like a quick reading with her as well.
Okay.
All right. So what do you have for us today?
Well, wanted to go on a different topic. Facebook's at 98. Do you see it going up or down in February?
I didn't hear the name of the stock and
Silver.
Or what? Oh, she said silver. Oh, okay. All right. So
Facebook.
She said Facebook, right?
Facebook. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
Facebook.
Okay, so
If it's at 98, wanted to know if it's going to go up or down, any drastic moves or flat.
I heard 112.
Oh, so it's going to go up.
Judy, you're feeling the same way?
I think it's going to go up.
After we post this segment from this show.
Right. It better go up. You people better start
Okay,
buying
so-
Facebook
and that's
because
in
I can't be
February?
wrong on TV.
It's going to go up in February
Boy, I don't know. What do you think about the timing? No.
or March?
March.
When should I buy it? When will it bottom out? Or should I buy it now?
No. Not now. Mercury's in retrograde.
Till the 25th,
Okay.
yes?
Yeah. Definitely don't buy until after Mercury goes straight or direct. So wait a few days.
Okay, so, should I buy like sometime in February? Or
February 13th.
Yeah.
February 13th?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Yes.
When should I buy in February?
February 13th.
Okay, so the middle of February then. And
10,
what will it go
10,
down to?
20.
Will it go to 90?
No.
95, 94? It's at 98.
93.
Okay. Cool. So that's probably going to be a good investment then to go that route.
Oh, I don't know. I think you might lose on that one. Just be careful. What I envisioned was you being overzealous. So don't get too anxious.
Okay. And then for SLV to silver, what day do you see it bottoming out in February or March before it goes back up again? Or week or
early March. I don't know. I want to say
Okay.
the 6th.
What was that?
I want to say the 6th, March 6th.
Okay. And then it'll start going up?
Yes.
And what will it go down to? Will the low be like 1280 or 12 or?
1346.
Oh, so it's going to just stay where it's at then?
Okay. I'm not sure where it's at now. But yeah, I'm gonna
it's
say
like 1338, so the low is going to be 1346? Or is that
okay.
going to be the high?
Well, somehow we got off. Okay, so on March 6th.
Uh-huh.
I think it's going to
March
1346 was the number that I got. So we'll see.
For the
I
low.
wasn't getting any other information than that. So
And then what day was that?
was that the 13th, March 13th?
Well, you had February 13th for Facebook.
Yes.
And then you said the beginning of February 6th for the low for SLV?
March 6th. And then the 13th, I'm getting 1346 on the 13th.
Okay. So the low is going to be March 6th for SLV.
And the February 23rd, I feel like you're going to have a shock, but I feel like it's a personal one. So I wouldn't do anything on that day.
Okay. And then, so you said that the low isn't going to be until March 6th for SLV, or is it going to be just in a week, like February 6th, for the bottom for SLV?
Boy, I think March 6th.
Okay, so it's going to be another month before it goes low.
I would say until you're feeling it's low. I mean, sometimes that's a matter of perspective.
Okay.
And did you have a question for Judy, or Judy, do you have any messages?
Well, you've got to let go of your disappointment. I see disappointment and worry all around you when I look at you, which affects your low back. And I'm getting let go of your disappointment and your worry.
Okay. Do you see SLV going down to like 1280 in February or March?
No.
Yeah, I'm with Judy. No.
No.
But, I've had a very bad feeling, and Sean, you and I have talked about this before. I think April's a bad month.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I was going to ask you, for that 1470 price that you told me about a month ago, do you see that SLV selling for 1470 on April 12th?
No.
What month do you see it selling for 1470?
Oh, man. Boy, I don't know. I'm not getting anything on that.
Okay.
But I mean, October. But I don't know. Write that one down. We'll see next time you ask me.
Yeah, that's a long ways away.
She always asks me,
Yeah.
right, Sean, 3 or 4. We get 3 or 4 times. A lot of times it's the same every time. So, all right.
Do you see SLV going up or down in February?
From
What's
where
that?
it is now?
Huh?
From where it is now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be down.
Down in February?
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be. I think you're doing. I see someone who's very busy in a kitchen, just using all of these utensils. So I think I would leave longer periods of time almost where you don't do anything. It seems like a lot of busyness that I don't feel like is necessarily paying off.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and I want to give you the number here too,
Okay.
so you're able to call in on the line. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, it's 720.
All right.
361.
Okay.
2728. Or if that line is full, you can call 720-361-2734.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Yep, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Keep us posted.
All
right.
right. Good times, fun stuff.
Woo!
Guarantee you're making that lady rich.
Oh, I don't know why that totally stresses me out.
And anybody else is a big-time silver investor. Rich, right? Money.
All right, Judy Lekic, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
AlternativeChanges.com.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I hope you had fun.
Had a great time.
That's the
Great
main
time.
thing.
Yeah.
We're here We're here for the fun.
Yeah, go ahead and plug some of those fairs real quick and all that good stuff before we take off.
They're all on my website, alternativechanges.com. Go, remember the website's going to be updated in the next 2 weeks, so it's going to have different colors, look a little different. But right now it's in the blues. And on the left-hand side, you'll see the column that will say calendar. Just click on the calendar and it will tell you where I'm at. But my first fair out of state is out of state February. But if you look at March, the middle of March, I'm at the Denver Merchandise Mart, and you can do the fair, say March 18th, 19th, and 20th.
There we go.
The Denver Merchandise Mart, that fair right there, and you can come get a reading, $20 for 20 minutes.
That's right. Check out the store online there, the jewelry and all that other good stuff that folks can purchase, and it's all good. So check it out. Indeed.
Thank you.
And just I want to say kudos to you that you actually look like your picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
That's
see that all the
big
time.
joke in the
Don't
psychic
most
community
people?
is no one looks like their picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You look exactly. You just
Yeah.
look. You're as pretty here as you are there.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed.
Yeah.
indeed.
Thank you.
So awesome. So check out Judy's books, alternativechanges.com, and don't forget the power's in you. So don't give it to the tools. And we'll see you next week. Best Denver Psychic, Saturdays 2 to 4. Tune into World Viral and check out all the shows. Steve and I'll see you next week.
But check the status as we rising like Andre Trump through a method found eclectic yet musical. Known to make a crowd move so beautiful with the crucial flow, never the usual. But sometimes it ain't the what but the who you know. So allow me to reintroduce my flow. The Don Dilly say hello, a mooch, a goose to the crew you know. What's the fools you don't? Stay focused through the booze and blow. Disillusion, no, we on cruise control. Forget the do's and don'ts. Trying to make it to the tit up like a guru flow. With buku dough, breaking bread like clay pots. I take shots, everything I say's hot. Stay cocked like Doc screaming.